So divorce is on the horizon. She's checked out. Her wall is up. She's saying she's done. There's no hope. You feel hopeless, defeated, and frankly, like a failure. This is how we turn it around. And this is how you can do it in 7 days or less. Now, I'm not saying this will save your marriage in 7 days. Saving your marriage is hard. Saving your marriage takes time. It takes effort. It takes a lot of investment. But this is how you can stop the momentum going towards divorce in 7 days or less. All right. So let's dig in. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do, because she's checked out, divorce is on the horizon. She's ready to file. Maybe she's already filed, like separation is in progress. Momentum is going this way. So the first thing, and what this is all about, is create a pattern interrupt. So there's this momentum going this way, and you need to create something that breaks that momentum, that disrupts the flow. So you think of it as there is water flowing downstream, and you're carving out a ditch to redirect that water to go the other way. Right? That's what we're doing here. We're creating a pattern interrupt to shock the process so that there's pause and we can eventually start turning it around. So this is all about creating that pause. And ultimately, what you need, what's behind creating the pause is, go here, doubt. You have to create doubt. Doubt in her that this is the right move. That's behind every pattern interrupt. You need to create doubt in her mind that this is the right move. If you can create that doubt, you've succeeded in disrupting the flow and the momentum towards divorce. So the first thing you have to do here is you have to remove resistance. You have to remove any resistance towards this happening from her. Because if you push against her wanting to end this, that now makes you somebody she has to fight against. So she's going to summon up more energy to push through. So you have to remove that. So there's not as much working towards it. You're removing that energy. You're creating the Bruce Lee quote, like, be like water. Water doesn't resist. And you ever see somebody drowning, the water's not resisting. They're just flailing, putting all this energy, and then they eventually drown and submerge. So we're removing the resistance. And there's two ways you do this. One, stop fighting it. All right. Don't be the opponent towards it. Let her know you don't want this, but you're not going to fight her on it. Then take it a step further and say, you know what? I agree, because agreeability is the ultimate form of non-resistance. I agree that this marriage needs to die. And I'm with you on killing this marriage. Because the truth is, your current marriage does need to die. For it to get as bad as it is, it's broken. It's flawed. Like, it needs to be killed. It needs to be killed, dead, gone, buried, moved on. Now, where you two are going to differ is you want to create a new marriage with her. She does not. But you can both agree that this marriage needs to die. You can disagree on what comes next. So we're removing the resistance from it, and that takes the wind out of the sails. That stops her from having to feel like she has to fight against you, work towards it. And just that alone, I've seen slow down the path. Right? It doesn't create a full stop, but it can slow down the amount of effort she's putting into it. So that's thing one. Thing two, and you probably heard me talk about this a lot. You got to take responsibility for your part. How you contributed to the marriage getting to the state that it's in, because you have contributed to it. Maybe she's done a lot too, but so have you. And you have to own your part. And once you can truly own your part, how you contributed, how you've been showing up, how that's affected her, what she must have been experiencing, no matter what she's doing on her side, You still have your contributions. You need to own those contributions. You need to communicate that you understand and and apologize for that part. And for a lot of guys, you've already done that. Cool. Some of you guys have never even thought or considered, right? For those of you who have not considered it and not realized it, this can create a shock to her system. It's like, oh, he actually gets it. Huh. And if she believes you get it, then she believes maybe you can fix it now that you understand. So take the responsibility. That's the next thing that has to happen. After responsibility, now we have to deal with reactivity. Reactivity. So you got to stop reacting to all of this that's going on. And I get it. It's hard. This is probably one of the most challenging things you've ever dealt with in your life. You're looking at your family falling apart. You're looking at your children growing up in a broken home, separation. Maybe there's infidelity happening. Like, these are things that trigger us at such a deep fundamental level that is incredibly hard. And chances are you were already reactive to things that weren't this, which is what got you here. So this can be a really big ask. That's why we spend so much time with our clients showing them how to become emotionally unshakable so that they're not reactive. And you're going to have to find your way to not react, because when you get into a reactive state, you become dumber. You have less access to your internal resources to navigate situations. I mean, just think, how many times can you look back to past conversations and realize that, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I could have handled that better. The reason you couldn't in that moment is because you're already triggered. You're already reactive. So you have to get that under control. A lot of guys do personal therapy. That can help to a certain extent. We have processes we've custom created that deal with this really quickly. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of books out there. A lot of people on YouTube talking about dealing with emotional reactivity, meditation, breath work, a whole lots of things you can do. Just find something that can really help you with reactivity. Okay. Because you have to be solid emotionally. And, you probably experienced this where you made some progress, you started building up over and over and started seeing some momentum. And then she blindsides you with something. You get reactive, and now you feel like you're starting over all over again. You feel like all the work you've done is just completely come apart. Deal with this, and that doesn't happen. You can keep stacking those wins. So you got to deal with reactivity. And lastly, so these are kind of like the low hanging fruit. This could take a while, but generally they're low hanging fruit. The next one, and this is a big one, is you have to respond to her needs, because fundamentally any marriage crisis, the reason why people separate, divorce, is because for a long time they go without their needs being met. And if you can identify the needs that haven't been met for her specifically, communicate, and then start meeting those needs as much as she will allow you, because there's a lot of times where she's just shut down and won't let you meet needs, but there's always a way. No matter the situation, there's always a way to start meeting those needs. When you can respond and start working on those needs, then that's when you start building up and shifting things. So these can help create pauses. This is like where you really put that dam up so that water is not flowing that way. You can start redirecting it. When you start truly responding to her needs. And there are 4 key needs that present themselves in every situation that I work with clients on. The one first is going to be a lack of safety. And this can be emotional safety. Usually it's emotional safety. She doesn't feel safe to share and connect with you. She believes if she opens up to you, she will get hurt. Reactivity causes a lot of this in the past. So lack of emotional safety. There's also physical safety. If it's physical safety, go seek help, please. So we have lack of emotional safety. Then we have lack of trust. She doesn't trust that you're going to do the things you say you're going to do, that you're going to show up. She doesn't trust that you're a man of your word. She doesn't trust that you'll be able to adequately provide. She doesn't trust you, right? You got to deal with trust. And if trust is a big issue, Um, infidelity really affects all of these, but trust is a big piece of it. You got to rebuild that trust. And I'm probably going to create some separate videos specifically around trust because that's a really cool topic to talk about. But safety, trust, and then the third is she doesn't feel like a priority. So you see this a lot with guys who like put work first and neglected and all those kind of things, or maybe they got caught up in addictions like video games, porn, things like that. Priority. She doesn't feel like a priority. She doesn't feel special in your life. And when she doesn't feel like a priority, she feels replaceable, right? Not making them feel like priority makes them think they're replaceable and they're not important. They're not significant. And those are core human needs that we both have, both you have and she has. All right. So there's priority. And then lastly, we have connection, right? There's lack of connection. Usually, well, it's almost always a connection issue, but in some cases, these three things are there and there's just not emotional connection because we're hardened as men. We do a good job providing. We do a good job like doing the things we say we're going to do. We treat her like she's important. We do all that, but we still can't open up and genuinely connect with her. Right? We can't tap into some of that softer side, those deeper emotions. That's what I mean in this case when I say connection, because all these things create disconnection. But this is specific types of lack of connection that I'm talking about that I see with some clients. Right? So these are the things that you have to do. I never said it was going to be simple, but if you work on these four things, no matter how much momentum is going your way, you can begin to create pattern interrupt. And honestly, if you can do that and then really cycle through this again and again, keep getting better at these things, fundamentally, like you can actually save your marriage with just this. Like I've seen clients just by taking and implementing this, completely turn their marriage around. So if you want more help with this, there are always links below to guys' resources, all the stuff that we give away for free to help you guys out. And I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.